Right, it is leg day B today, the second leg day of the week and my fourth session of the week. We are targeting quads, so it's going to be like a functional, time-efficient, hypertrophy-based workout where we basically merge a load of things together, do some weird ass exercises. Obviously, knee is a problem. I want to improve the flexibility, mobility, longevity of my knee, build up my legs as well. So this is going to be focusing on the quads a little bit more than the previous session. Boys, this is probably the last leg day I'm going to do before we hit surgery. So it's going to be a big one. So I'm going to take you through it. It's kind of like aesthetic, functional legs whilst being partially crippled. Right lads, pregnancy machine to start off with. I feel like I'm about to give birth. We will go to failure, but we'll prioritise form on these. They're called good girls as well, because good girls close their legs. One second pause at the top. As wide as you can. Right, we'll leave it at that. It's probably like RP 9.5, but every set will be to failure. We'll do reduced volume throughout the session. Warm-ups don't count. We don't go warm-up to failure, obviously. But 2 sets of this. We'll probably hit some tibialis raise as well, like in between, just to get all of that anterior side of our legs firing as well. I like to do something functional as like a bit of a warm-up. So these look really easy. They're not. The further away you stand, the harder they'll be. This is basically getting our quads firing, getting those tibs firing, so we're activating them properly through the session. If you're someone that runs, wants to prevent injury, I did a lot of these after my knee surgery. They're really, really good. So 10 to 15 of those, superset with the adductors, just to warm up, get everything firing. And then at the top, what I'm gonna do, bring my toes to my shins and then tense my quads as well. Because of the knee surgeries, I really struggle to activate my quad, like especially on this left side, it's like non-existent. So a lot of that's gonna be mind muscle and actually getting that firing. Right, anyway, the new compressions from VQ and the utility absolutely slap. The 3.0 collection just dropped as well, which are like stretchy. So like for summer, for any type of training, I feel like thick cotton is just like not the one. They're pretty sick, but link down below, sponsoring the video. If you want to get anything, it supports me, cop. Next up, we got a leg extension, 2 sets. So first of all, try not to hold to the handles if you can. If you're like pulling yourself down, you're going to be taking some of the resistance away from the exercise. And then on the actual extension itself, what you want to do is extend your knees, and then you want to drive your kneecaps down, like you're pushing the backs of your knees into the floor. And then you want to flex your toes towards your kneecaps as well, and then squeeze your quads. So it's like 3 things. So at the top, you want to pause for a second, knees down, toes up, squeeze quads. And then the activation is going to be much better if you struggle to connect on those. 2 sets, 6 to 10, 10 to 15. It's a rough range, so just gonna feel it out and see what we can get. Oh, even better. Right, I used to think this was like the nonsiest thing, but seat belts on leg extensions are the one. My seat belt is trash. Let's get it. Number 2 is going to be 15 reps. If you're watching this and you are a lazy cunt, you will thoroughly enjoy this workout because it is quite short and can be condensed down into a reasonable amount of time. Also, if you're watching this, you commented last time like, oh, obnoxiously loud speaking in the gym, I love your confidence. Well, what you do is you put headphones in, you can't actually hear how loud you're speaking. So yeah, if you can't hear yourself, then ignorance is bliss. Second set, let's get it. We've got the most hated exercise in the entire gym, and that is a Bulgarian split squat. Go do them with dumbbells, kind of like the main compound we're doing today. So it's a pretty short but sweet workout, but quality of the reps is the main thing. Gonna hit 2 sets again, 6 to 8, 6 to 10. First set, 10 to 15 second set, and just really push the weight up on those dumbbells. Right, we were not having the split squat device. So going back to the good old trusty plate bench method. When programming leg days, the main things that I want 3 things from it for someone that wants to have like big aesthetic legs, functional as well, is I'll make sure across the week, obviously I train everything twice, but I'll have a hip hinge in there, so something like a deadlift, Romanian deadlift variation, something unilateral like a lunge as well, so I'm training each leg at a time, then obviously like a big compound as well. So as long as I'm covering those three things, that's kind of like one of the main priorities for me in terms of functionality. I actually love legs. I have like a love-hate with it. Obviously it's what I've been affected by the most given all the knee surgeries. It's like resetting a video game and starting again. It's actually pretty fun. The mic is dead, so I'm going to have to shout even more obnoxiously loud. But second set on these, going to stick to the same weight, pushing up the rep range a little bit, going a little bit lighter, just going above 10 to 15, making sure no stone is left unturned basically. So yeah, let's go. Fourth exercise, because adductors didn't really count, we've got a pendulum squat. So we want a compound that's kind of heavily quad focused. I'd normally do a hack or a pendulum. And if I was new to training, I'd probably miss out this next exercise if you don't need so much volume. Finishing with a little bit of hammies. You've guessed it, 2 sets on this. First set, 8 to 12, second set, 12 to 15. One thing it is worth doing when you're doing any kind of leg curl is ensuring that your toes are roughly in the same position. I wouldn't stress about training particular heads. I just worry more about having equal symmetrical feet, whether it's straight, whether it's offset, whether it's in, and then you can worry about actually training specific parts of your hamstring when you're like at that level. That's a wrap on legs. I would hit some calves, but I can't be arsed. Gonna finish up with abs. We want to kind of keep our lower back on the ground, just lifting that upper back up, not throwing ourselves up with our neck. We're gonna like put our neck out, just literally, it's almost like a half rep sit up. So you're just crunching up, contracting your abs, shortening your abs, like that, and then down, nice little squeeze at the top. You're not like throwing yourself up, it's smooth, so that's the main thing. Right, it's around 3 sets, 15 reps of these. We'll just crank up the weight until we're hitting failure. Right people, we're done. Final leg session before surgery. We absolutely worked them, so if I have to get my leg amputated, at least we know that we smashed them before that happened. But yeah, that was the leg day B, which is more of a functional quad-based type leg day. Check out the other ones for the other days on the split, push-pull, other leg day, and then shoulders and arms. Drop it a like, sub if you don't already. Drop it a comment, let me know if I'm full of shit. Also, if you want to cop any of these from VQ, who does directly support me, link down below, or vqfit.com/mo is the link. That gives me commission. The utility collection is the best thing ever to be invented for the gym. Yeah boys, peace out, love to bits. Thank you, good night.